There's a guy who can conquer death. That's Joe Hughes. He plays for Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hughes. That's Joe Hughes.
Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokédex in hand. You run your laps chasing lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those Squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polipers from Mississippers. There's enough Weedles on Monteagle. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubbull down to Shovel. We could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon, or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at her own predestined pace. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have the secret sails that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen strange sights, but the strangest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the South to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the Parker's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we closed and the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and our dogs were fed and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and cat says he, I'll cash in this trip I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. Well, it seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, it's a cursed cold and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet tank being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair you'll cremate my last remains. A pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. Hey! There wasn't a breath in that land of death, then I hurried horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true and it's up to you to cremate those last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I curse that load. In the long, long night, by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathe the thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and I hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the a derelict valet. It was jammed in the ice and I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it and I thought a bit and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here said I with a sudden cry, is the crematorium. From the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I hit the fuel high. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared. Such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear. But the stars came out and they danced about. Here again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked and it's time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have the secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen strange sights, but the strangest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
Okay, there we go. Now we should have... I was going to say, that's us. Mic was not powered up. Now it is. Okay. Okay, great start, everybody. Great start. We, yeah. Big day. Big day here in Tennessee. Welcome. I see a lot of familiar names. That is a great comfort to me after such a challenging day. It's wonderful to see you, iconic Anemone, P. Marincac, Alex D. Perazzo, Neon Wyvern, Fake Zircon, Theosist, Borealis Laura, Vidmaster, Yazzie Wolf, Daniel J. McGrail. Glad you're here, all of y'all. We got Twitch chat, we got the Discord chat. I'm just buttoning up my, what do you call those sleeve buttons here? Boy. Welcome, Oglis Okuno, first time visitor in the Twitch. Wow. Those emotes are flying past on the YouTube. That I don't know about that. But apparently I can't see who's actually making them. So no one's gonna get punished, at least. That's something. Okay. So let me make sure I've got there's the Discord chat. Welcome, Toxic, NJ, Kindleless. Welcome, Unlimited Creativity. Okay, so I think it's nighttime on the server. It might be about to be daytime. Who else is online? Just me, Jevin, and Tingo. Okay, great. So, we are just going to step out of here for a second. Is it safe to lay our heads down and dream this way? Woo! One more day of avoiding phantoms. Okay, okay. So, okay. It's going to take me a minute to collect my thoughts. I have been spent most of the day keeping track of what the Tennessee State House was up to. Spoiler alert, it's largely nonsense. So, not a happy day here in Tennessee. One of Davidson County's House Representatives and one of Shelby County's House Representatives were expelled from the state legislature today on the grounds that they apparently crowded the clerk's desk, which triggered a recess. And then they broke a bunch of rules that aren't actually against the rules when they're in recess. And, you know what? Nobody got too hung up on the particulars. We still wasted a lot of time trying to expel three folks that I think genuinely have the people's best interest at heart. You know, if that's not your read of the situation, you know, you have a right to that. But boy, I'm probably not going to put up with it today. Having just watched, when I wasn't live tweeting, I was still watching most of the day's proceedings. It's been a bad day for democracy here in Tennessee. There were a few things that were particularly insulting. For one thing, when the first of the three representatives, Representative Justin Jones of Davidson County, aka Nashville, was he had basically the way this was structured was each of the three representatives who protested the House ignoring the calls for gun control had a different sponsor put in a resolution for their expulsion from the House. And I mean, they didn't have this happen like intentionally, but like each of these three representatives who were protesting the lack of response to the gun violence had a different Republican put in a resolution against them, and then they had 20 minutes to defend themselves, and then there was time for debate, and then there was 5 minutes of closing arguments for each. And eventually, they realized that the first representative, Justin Jones, was doing such a good job of making them look like idiots that they decided to cancel future debate on this and just wrap it up and have the vote. And boy, that's not great. There's a whole bunch of people who want to talk in both for and against his expulsion, and they're like, you know what? He's just such an eloquent person, and he's making us look like dummies. So why don't we call this now? Why don't we call this now? Is it legal? There is a question of whether or not, actually, the whole thing was questionably legal. They had to suspend a bunch of rules in order to even do the proceedings. There was a whole thing about how if somebody breaks rules or cause disruptions, they're supposed to be censured, not expelled. But 2 of the 3 were expelled. Honestly, I really think that all 3 of them were going to be thrown out. I really think that the Republican supermajority, you need a 2/3. You need a 2/3, like, basically you need 66 votes to kick somebody out, to expel them. And you're supposed to have grounds, and it's not clear if the grounds were even legal, because it looks like these grounds were, you know, grounds for censure, not grounds for expulsion. But either way, the Republicans had 75 votes, and they only needed 66 to kick out any of these 3 people. And wow. Yeah, they basically were like, okay, Justin Jones is making us look like idiots. Let's just stop having this debate and just vote, because then we'll stop looking stupid. Okay, well, good, but now you look like you're rushing the democratic process because you don't want to look stupid while actively looking stupid. It's not great. No, this is not a good precedent. The Tennessee state constitution has very loose rules about what it takes to expel a member. But the expectation is that they wouldn't need really good rules for expelling a member because you would almost never do it. They would get recalled at a local level or something first. So, it was just absolutely a mess, start to finish. But it makes, you know, I know there's some people who are like, yeah, Tennessee is full of idiots and ignorant people. I think this actually helps make the case that Tennessee is full of smart, hardworking people who are getting their votes gerrymandered away. Like, this really shows how a few jerks in power will do everything they can to keep people from being represented fairly, even when Memphis, Knoxville, and Nashville elect people who are willing to stand up and say what they believe in. They get dragged in for expulsion over drummed up stupid charges. It's a whole thing. But anyway, it's pretty clear that if this was 3, like, basically, people break dumb rules all the time. The reason that they have rules in the Tennessee House is so that they can generally keep business moving, right? And in general, things do keep moving, whether or not people break rules or not. You don't necessarily need to throw somebody out for something that you could just censure them for, you know? But it's kind of one of those things, like, where, once again, these are not prepared remarks. I say this every time I start talking about something like this, where it's like, I'm really upset about something, and I'm not going to be able to not talk about it. So we're going to talk about it, but I'm not going to roll in here and, yeah. Okay, well, that person's gone. I don't have the patience for that today. Um, but yeah, they didn't have what would be considered due process by any means. They did not have what would be considered due process. One representative actually went out of his way to like list like, hey, here's all the things that we would need to do for this to be due process. By depriving somebody of a position, you are like, we are acting in the role of government, and we are removing a citizen's position or job, which at that point they are entitled to due process. There has not been any committees formed. There has not been any... What the heck is this? Okay, there's a cave here. There has not been any reports written. There's not been evidence gathered via any sort of evidentiary procedure. This is just something we're making up as we're going along, and it might not hold up in court. So that's the other thing, is when y'all are like, is this legal? This might be broadly unconstitutional at the federal level, even if it's technically within the state's rules. We might be exposing a problem with our state's constitution if they can just have people removed that they don't like in about a week, you know, without any formal process. So, yeah, there's a chance that Justin Jones will try to appeal in federal court, although I suspect, we don't know yet if Metro Nashville will reappoint him. So there's a lot of weird things. This whole thing is super atypical across the board. This thing is super atypical across the board. The thing is that if the local governments of Memphis and Nashville, basically, when the state expels somebody like this, the local governments have the right to appoint a successor or a replacement. And it is likely, although not guaranteed, that Nashville and Memphis will send Justin Jones and Justin Pearson back again. But we don't know 100% if that's going to happen. The thing is, if they do, I suspect that a federal court will argue that the due process question is now moot because they've had their jobs or positions restored. And so, in some ways, I don't know if actually just taking their jobs back is even the best call here in the long term. Although, if they're offered the jobs back and they don't take them, then that might also undermine their claim in federal court. Basically, the Tennessee State Legislature is acting like a bunch of jerks here, and in a way that is going to be frustrating to stop them from doing again conveniently. This is not haste 2. Oh yeah, this is efficiency 4 pick. Yeah, no, this is a haste 2 beacon. It's just not a good pick. So let's get a good pick. Yay. So anyway, I live tweeted the first several hours. I don't know how many hours of the proceedings for people who couldn't watch. I got some nice messages. I got one from somebody who works at my alma mater who's like, yeah, thank you. I can't watch the stream during the day, and this is how I've been keeping up with it. I appreciate it. So that's nice, you know, that, like, people are getting value out of what I do. But it is then frustrating when somebody comes in after I've been tweeting about this for, like, 5 hours. Like, going, like, basically paragraph by paragraph summarizing this as much as possible. Sometimes there was stuff like, if they're telling a long anecdote, I wasn't gonna transcribe that because I'm not a transcriptionist. I'm just like trying to get the meat of what each person is asking, what each person's saying, that sort of thing. But and then somebody rolls in and tweets at me like, "Wait, what's happening in Tennessee?" And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, if you don't want to scroll up or Google it, like, don't make my ignorance your problem. I'm actively going out of my way to try to help people stay informed, and you're just being like unnecessarily dense. So Sammy says, I appreciate you updating on this. I wasn't able to follow it live because I was sick, but I was able to catch up pretty quickly on your posts. Yeah, I'm glad, Sammy. See, that's great. William Hutton says, will the seats remain vacant for the rest of the season? Like I said, the local governments have the ability to appoint replacements. Or the rest of the session, yeah. So that'll happen in about 4 days. It would normally happen in about 48 hours, but that's going to fall like on Easter weekend, and that's a whole scheduling nightmare because a lot of people travel and things weren't supposed to be in session. Did I remember to pause folding? Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, Metro's vote is on the 10th. So let's just drop some more of this stuff in here. Yeah, basically any state where one party has a supermajority can start doing this. This is a very bad thing for everyone. Do I have to take time to vote again? There will eventually be a special election after. So basically, the local governments will appoint temporary people until a special election can be held. So. Okay. Welcome back, Scar. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Just checking on some things real quick. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this is my job. If you enjoy the show, tips are welcome via paypal.me/showhills and YouTube Super Chat. But Mara says, Joe, what do you think about Finland joining NATO? I posted a message on Twitter about that days ago. I like that your follow-up question was, I don't think Joe cares about Finland following NATO, rather than like, let me go see if you've spoken about this already and you're not going to interrupt your conversation about your state legislature to address something that you made a point of addressing immediately when it happened. Like, I'm sorry, just because your day's behind me doesn't mean I owe you consideration now. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, this is gonna be one of those days where I'm gonna... Yeah, if you're rolling in here and making assumptions about what I do and don't care about, I'm just gonna ban you. I don't... Like, I'm looking at... When the world is like this, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'm in the wrong line of work anyway. I don't need to worry about my viewer numbers. I need to figure out a more effective way to help people. Because, like, clearly there's a lot of opportunities out there to do more than I'm doing right now. And I don't know what they are. But, like, chasing the algorithm and babying people here is not gonna not going to make the world a better place. I'm going to treat you like adults and hope that you treat each other like adults and treat me like an adult. But yeah. Eclectic Journeys, thank you for the 10. First tip of the stream. I'm realizing I don't know legally if I would have been in the clear to co-stream, basically, the proceedings today. I don't think that the Tennessee state legislature's cameras are, like, copyrighted. I think they're public records. So I'm realizing in the future, maybe what I should do when stuff like this is happening is just come in here and stream the proceedings while I basically do stuff like this, while I dig out the pinball machine. And provide commentary on the fly, because the tweet summaries are helpful possibly, but I don't know if they're as good as me summarizing what people were saying. The things that Representatives Joan and Pearson were saying in their own defense were so much more eloquent and just... they're talented orators in ways that my summaries are not going to do justice, right? They're expressing themselves and what their constituents need at a level that my summaries are not going to capture fully. I might help people get caught up, quote unquote, but like, you need to be listening to their voices. And me occasionally saying sarcastic stuff when the people asking questions step on rakes. Oh my gosh. For example, man, the biggest loser today was the guy who sponsored the bill against Representative Gloria, or the resolution against Representative Gloria Johnson. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know, like, I think the stream is set to mature, because, like, I don't know if I can talk about this guy without swearing. This guy is just the stupidest person I've ever seen try to, he thinks he's this mastermind. And, yeah, so his name is Gino Bolso. And he's a representative from Williamson County. I have never wanted to live in Williamson County. I've had friends say, Joe, we got great schools down here in Williamson. You should come live here. And I'm like, no, that's not really for me. I don't think I'm a Williamson County person. But after seeing this guy, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I should move down there just so I can vote against him. Because, yeah, basically... there were 75 Republican votes or so that were ready to come in and kick out all three of these elected Democratic representatives, right? And so basically a different sponsor filed a resolution against each of the three defendants. And this guy Bolso, his resolution was full of lies. It was full of statements that were provably false. And basically, and he kept asking Representative Johnson questions about what the people next to her did. And she's just like, well, I'm not responsible for what the people next to me did. I'm responsible for what I did, and you have a document that lies about what I did. I don't think that this resolution's valid because it's full of falsehoods. And a bunch of other people were saying the same thing to him. And he's just like, no, this is not how conspiracy works. This is a conspiracy. You did this. You hit the podium by standing next to someone striking the podium. And she's like, if you wanted to try us all together, you should have had one resolution. This resolution calls for my expulsion and lists what I supposedly did, except I didn't do basically any of it. It's just full of lies. And this Bolso moron, he's the stupidest man alive. He just basically insults the intelligence of everyone in the chamber by being like, well, you did it. Well, you, like just acting like the most belligerent idiot. To the point where even with... He only needed 66 votes to have her expelled. And he had 75 when he walked in there. And by the time he got done talking, he was 1 vote short. He talked 10 people out of, like... And here's the thing, too, is, like, there were definitely logical flaws with the things that were filed about all 3 representatives. But this guy was the only one who just, like, really doubled down on it again and again. And he basically was just so confident that because he had the votes going in, he didn't have to be right about anything. He could just insist he was right. And like, how do you squander a lead like that? You know, if he had just taken the time to not copy and paste the list of actions that, you know, the other people had taken during the protest, like, Representative Pearson banged on the podium. And granted, it was while they were in recess, but he did at some point bang on the podium. Might not be relevant because they were in recess, but there's video of Representative Pearson banging on the podium. There's video of Representative Jones producing a megaphone. And this guy rolls in and he accuses Representative Johnson of banging on the podium, of producing a megaphone. And she's just like, we literally just watched the video of that not happening. It would be just an absolute travesty for people to vote in favor of something that has been submitted with this many blatant falsehoods. But, oh, this guy, Representative Bolso, just kept trying to be like, well, you know, you are guilty of doing this because you stood next to the people who were doing this. And she's like, why don't you charge me with that? Why do you keep trying to make me responsible for something that we have evidence I didn't do? Why are you admitting lies into the record in your resolution, knowingly putting falsehoods about another member into the record? That doesn't really seem cool. And, like, so I've seen a lot of statements about how racist Tennessee has to be in order to have the 2 black guys expelled, but not the white woman. And believe me, there was a lot of racism on display today. There was a lot of racism on display. But it would be a disservice to the people of Tennessee to ignore how absolutely clownish Representative Bolso was in bobbling what should have been a surefire win for him. This guy is so stupid that he managed to make everyone look even more racist than they already were, and they were already being stupidly racist. Like, it's just, I cannot believe that I am now considering moving to Williamson County to vote against him, but, like, this man is motivating. This man is you know that the expression, like, this guy has a punchable face? Like, every argument he tried to make was just something where it's like, wow. This guy just wants everybody to feel worse. Like, if you walked into that room agreeing with him, you would have to overcome your reservations about the fact that the person you're agreeing with is him in order to vote for his resolution. Like, it was just, what a stupid man. What a petty, childish, lazy man representing Williamson County. Representative Gino Bolso, if you're watching, I really hope you lose your next race. And if I have the opportunity to contribute in opposition, I'm looking for opportunities to do that. Boy, what a loser. What a failure. Biggest own goal of the Republican Party today. was letting Representative Bolso sponsor this bill. Gino is his first name, Gino Bolso. Absolute total loser. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm just watching those proceedings. And so this is why I'm like, maybe I should be co-streaming these proceedings, because I really feel like people are missing out by not having watched an hour of this man somehow shoot himself in the foot or both feet. I'm surprised that state representatives on the Republican side aren't introducing new gun control laws to keep him from causing damage to himself and the party from said foot shotgunnings. It was just nonstop. The man would not leave well enough alone. Anytime that he was wrong about something, he kept asking the same question over and over again, hoping that he could weasel a different response out of Representative Johnson, which he couldn't because she's not a moron, and just making himself look worse and worse, making the whole party look worse and worse. Like, just absolute loser. I cannot stress how much he really failed today. I mean, the whole thing was just a complete travesty. The whole thing was a complete subversion of justice, of the democratic process, of the right to representation by different parts of the state. The whole thing was stupid. And so for me to have to, I feel compelled to, as they said during the testimony multiple times, I feel compelled in my heart to share and to speak out in particular about this issue. Like, if you're watching this, if you're reading the summaries, if you're getting the news after the fact, you missed an hour of Representative Bolso losing a sure thing case for a supermajority. He squandered 10 votes by being a self-important lazy jerk. Oh my gosh, just so stupid. Like, I see a lot of stupid things on the internet. But oh boy. But yeah. But like I said, the other big thing you miss out when I don't co-stream this stuff, and this is maybe why I should in the future. Representatives Jones, Pearson, and Johnson all did incredible jobs speaking about what they believed in. And I'm not going to do that justice any more than I'm failing. Seriously, if you went back and watched an hour of Representative Bolso being a moron, you'd be like, wow, Joe really downplayed how stupid this man is. I thought he was going to be dumb. But, wow. But, like, yeah. When I say that Johnson, Pearson, and Jones did a great job defending themselves, like, there's no way I can capture the passion, the conviction, I think the true sense of belief they had that what they were doing was the right thing to do. And that was the other thing, too, is the sponsors of the bill, who were essentially in the role of prosecutors, kept coming back to, do you hear that? They have no remorse. They're going to do this again if allowed to continue serving. They believe that they did the right thing by disrespecting this house. And it's like, yeah, well, this house disrespected a lot of Tennesseans. So, have a good night, Pixel Palettes. Quill says, maybe if I ask the same question in a whiny enough voice, this time she'll perjure herself for me. I know, right? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know if Tennessee has what their legal stuff is about public records. So yeah, me I'm gonna look into it. I'm really um there were a lot of words being thrown around today about how um you know the supermajority needed to preserve the dignity of the House and whatnot. And at the same time, there's the idea that, like, this is the people's house. This is the Tennessee State House of Representatives, right? They're supposed to be representing us. And if they're going to catastrophically fail so publicly, that's going to galvanize people to get more involved. And I'm not sure if galvanized is a word that I would apply to myself in this situation, but I'm definitely irritated. There was one speaker, I forget who, it was in the Twitter thread, you can get the name from there, who says, in a washing machine, it's not just the water that gets stuff clean. It's the agitation. And you're without an agitator, you're not going to get anything done. And boy, I'm certainly agitated, and boy, I want to get things done. So now the question is, how do I go from agitated to agitator? But yeah, let me pull up galvanized in the dictionary. Coated with a protective layer of zinc. Yeah, no, I don't really feel... but the way you coat it with a protective layer of zinc is by stimulating it with electricity. Gotcha. So I guess it's more stimulated with electricity. Hi, Badger Spanner. It's more stimulated with electricity than coated with a protective layer of zinc in this particular usage. And I mean, there was electricity involved. They did use electricity to stream the activities in the chamber today. So, I mean, that might be arguably accurate. Maybe I have been galvanized, but I don't know. And there's no way that I'm the only person watching this who's like, I'm not doing enough, and I'm looking to do more. Badger Spanner describes it as armor plating with electrons. Yeah, okay, so... yeah, I saw some electrons in the TV, and now I'm galvanized. I'm armor plated and ready to go. Have I seen what's happening in Florida with Rebecca Jones? I am aware of it, but I'm not caught up to the minute on it, so I'm not prepared to speak on it right now. But no, I follow Rebecca Jones on Twitter, and I have seen that the state had a redacted warrant they used to take her son away on the grounds that he had posted violent memes in a private group, like, I don't know, some sort of social media app or something. But apparently the redacted warrant implied it was her son, but apparently the actual warrant, which they just released, shows it was somebody else in the same group, but they chose to arrest her son because the governor hates her. So that doesn't seem like a good situation, but I'm not fully up to the minute on it, so I'm not equipped to say anything other than Governor Ron DeSantis, why? Why, if you're trying to demonstrate your presidential material, are you diverting state resources into petty political grudges? Like, I understand that, like, when DeSantis does political stunts, like sending immigrants all over the country, it's dehumanizing to the asylum seekers, it's unfair to them, and it's cruel, but it fits in with his general kind of showman grandstanding attention-grabbing persona. When he just targets the families of his former employees, that makes it look like he's a petty, self-absorbed jerk, rather than someone trying to make a point to demonstrate a morality issue to the broader public. You know, I completely disagree with how he's pulled off these immigration stunts, but I could understand why it functions as political theater. When he punishes his former employees by having their families arrested on trumped-up charges, and then those family members are 13, then that really just makes it look like, boy, this guy doesn't have the temperament to run a nation. So, yeah. Let's just... That's all I have to say about that, really. Okay. Hey, we got a tip rolling in from Casimir for 10, who says, petty political grudge sounds like the name of a punk band. Well, thank you very much. That gets us evenly to our next face camera expansion milestone. Our first one, in fact. So let's go ahead. Please direct your attention to slot 9, where I've been putting the hot in the hot bar, so I can say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. And we are now 20 even away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. This is not an advertiser-supported show, which is why I can get away with saying things like, I don't know, maybe Xi Jinping shouldn't be rounding up Muslims and forcing them to work in camps. So, you know, that's one of those things that you can get here that you might not get somewhere else, because I don't have to worry about Chinese manufacturers fleeing from my show. I don't have to worry about the NRA saying, Joe, you know, we love your Call of Duty things, and we've been running a lot of ads for buying Sig Sauer semi-automatic handguns. You know, maybe shut up about these people doing these gun protests. You know what? I say what I want because I can. And, I mean, if you guys don't want to pay for it, that's fine. I'll go find a different job, and I'll keep doing this as a hobby. But if you do appreciate viewer-supported streaming and the freedom that creates, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. I am not in a great mood today. But you know what I've realized? I kind of want to do a whole video just about this. I don't know if Badger Spanner's still here, but Badger was very kind to take me to a comedy show in England a few weeks back, and I had the good fortune to see Joe Wilkinson live on stage at the Comedy Store. And I gotta say, one thing I've realized about British comedy is I also got to see Ramesh. And Ramesh and Joe, they both have this thing where they're kind of dour, or which might be pronounced doer in the UK. They're very downbeat. They're not happy. But you know what? They're still funny. I gotta say, one thing that I really struggled with, I really struggled with this, is when bad things happened, I would come in here, and I'd be like, I don't know if I can do a show today, because I'm upset. I'm angry, I'm unhappy, and I don't know if I can come in and put on a good show. A funny show. But you know what? Watching these guys, you know what? They're really angry. They're unhappy. I mean, granted, mostly they're unhappy about, like, their, what do you call it? They use, like, Oh, wait, no, I can't repeat jokes from their shows because it was a new material night. But, like, most of the things that they were complaining about were relatively minor inconveniences in day-to-day life. But I'm like, these people are deeply upset about these minor inconveniences, but they're still coming out here and being funny. And so, you know what? If I want to come in here and I want to be deeply upset, whether I don't want to be deeply upset, if I am deeply upset, I'm not going to just skip work and say, whoop, not going to be funny today, deeply upset. If your job is to make websites, you show up whether you're deeply upset or not. That was my job for a long time. If your job is to deliver mail, you show up whether you're deeply upset or not, and you deliver the mail. So you know what? I'm going to roll in here, and I'm going to be funny whether I'm deeply upset or not, and y'all are going to have to deal with it. You could either deal with it more often because you're supporting the show financially, or, like I said, I'll get another job, and I'll keep doing this, paying for it out of my own pocket, because it's important to me that I have the opportunity to express myself in a way that's meaningful and helpful, and I'm going to do it. And a lot of this today came down to folks in the Tennessee State House of Representatives feeling like they were being silenced by the supermajority. That's why they felt like they had to protest in the first place, because their constituents weren't being heard. The students out in Legislative Plaza and around the building and down the block weren't being heard. And they felt like they needed to do something to acknowledge the people. And, I don't know that I'm good at using my voice in a way that helps other people at anywhere near an optimal level. And I'm not going to learn that overnight. I'm not just going to come in here tomorrow and be like, well, I said I was going to help people better, and then I'm just going to magically do it. It's the sort of thing I'm going to have to figure out. But, like I said, maybe starting to co-stream these events rather than just tweeting about them is one thing I could do to help get the word out about this stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. But the thing is, not talking about it, like just taking the day off because it's like I'm in a bad mood because I'm unhappy about this stuff. That's not cool. That's not gonna help anybody. Now, a lot more people are gonna get banned, but because I'm not gonna deal with timeouts on a day like this. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Welcome, Ginger Bee. Welcome, Ginger Bee. Glad to have you tonight. Hey, we got another tip rolling in. Thank you to Unsatisfied Mind for the 20. Who says, what's happening on the right is deeply upsetting, but you're trying to bring light to the darkness, and I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you supporting the show and the arts. Unsatisfied Mind. Here we go. Expand Joe. Do. Alrighty, and then we have another tip rolling in here for 20 from James. Thank you very much, James. Let's get that on the abacus as well. Man, I don't know why I moved that table so far away. That's going to be a whole thing. Expand Joe. Do. That puts us 20 away from the next face camera expansion milestone and 40 away from the entrance of the Jost. Michael Besky Summers says, would you ever consider running for office? It would be a waste of my time and talents at this stage because I have a global audience that I can put my energy into learning from and communicating with. That's the thing, is I'm not just like rolling in here and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna start pontificating. Pontificating is when you act like you're the Pope and you're like, check out my new chair. I call it the seat of Peter because when I sit on it, I'm never wrong. Right? That's pontificating. I come in here and I'm talking to people from all over the world about their experiences with their local government, things that are happening to them, especially like in the Discord, even though I'm not always talking there. I'm reading about what people are dealing with and I'm considering it. And that puts me in a situation to encourage and enable communication between people from all over the world and to help encourage understanding and improvement in all sorts of local places. But that makes me the wrong person to run for local office. The person who represents Nashville needs to be somebody who spends as much time talking to Nashvillians as I spend talking to all of you. And I'm not doing both, and I don't think I can. I think that I am a person who tries to think things through and consider others' needs and feelings. I think I have the empathy to be a good political leader in that way, but I don't have the local concentration of effort or communication to be a good fit for that kind of job. I think that what I'm doing now, if I figure out how to do it right, is a better fit for what I've done so far with my life. And I'm just, I want to find people in my community who do what I do, but for the local community. And I want to help them excel and represent our city well. I don't want to... Because, there's a joke that John Oliver made. I'm John Oliver, or as they call me in England, who? Like, I might be, in the Minecraft community, one of the most famous Minecrafters from Nashville. But I'm one of the least famous people in Nashville. Because the reason that I'm on the internet so much streaming to you guys is because I'm a single parent who's busy taking care of his kid all the time. I don't leave the house very often. That's somebody else's problem, and I'm not going to deal with it. I'm set to do not disturb, and I don't have the energy. Oh, hi, Scar! Thank you for the balloons. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, that was nice. Those are cute. I do feel a little better. That was very nice of him. I'm very... I like that he gave me a green one. I don't know if he only has green ones or if he picked a green one out for me, but that was very kind of him. I'm very, very lucky to be part of such a kind community here. And I feel like sharing that with y'all is a powerful, hopeful message in a lot of ways. And so I appreciate it when people say, Joe, you should run for office, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like being here and demonstrating, what people can accomplish when they work together and connecting y'all across different continents, I feel like that's where I can best bear witness right now and where I can best benefit others. So, yeah, I do appreciate the sentiment to whoever suggested that, but yeah, it's just not a good fit for me. When I talk about getting more involved in local politics, it's that I want to help the folks who are focused on doing the right thing have the resources and opportunities that they need. But I don't have a lot of resources myself. I'm not wealthy. I don't have money to contribute to political causes. I'm running what I've been calling a break-even business. But since I lost my freelance work, it's not a break-even business anymore. I'm just slowly burning through my savings, and but it's not rapidly. It's slowly, but yeah. So it's I don't have the resources financially to support these political candidates, but there's got to be other things I can do. There's got to be ways that I can help people. I just haven't figured it out yet. Don't accidentally place the pumpkin. I won't, don't worry. Hey, thank you very much, Bethany, for the 5, who says, thank you for being you and authentic. I try. And thank you, to Julia for the 10, who says, thank you for the delightful commentary, entertaining and educational. And then that puts us 5 away from the next expansion. And Rex Verdi tips 20. That puts us 15 past our next milestone. Here we go. Let's expand, Joe. Do. And Rex says, men need nothing more to compass their ends than good men should look on and do nothing. Stuart Mill. You're doing something with this, Joe. Thank you. Well, thank you, Rex, for supporting the arts and my show in particular. I'm trying to figure out... what the do something in the opposite of do nothing would be. Jar of Pennies suggests I donate plasma for $200 to $300 a month. I mean, I'd rather try to put... My hope is if I put more energy into making the show better, I'll be able to offset the lost freelance revenue before it becomes a critical issue. But, yeah. And just says there's a small list of volunteer opportunities waiting for you for when you're ready. Thank you, NJ, for reaching out to folks. Could you just email that to me and then I could look at that at my convenience? That would be... I'm not going to look at it on the stream, but I would appreciate being able to look at that at some point because I want to talk to Corinne about like which ones we could do together and stuff. I did do a bunch of Dracula streams, so donating your plasma could be kind of a bit. I mean, that's just donating my plasma at that point. Like, I don't know. Guess Jeff didn't want balloons, right, Sammy Higgins? Oh, thank you, Sammy. That was a good one. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing is I don't know if my digestive issues would be complicated by donating plasma. Yeah, any sort of health thing where I'm upsetting my body's equilibrium is like, oh, good, am I going to lose 2 days of productivity over this because it completely threw me off? So, I don't know. I'm wary, to say the least. I'm not saying it's a bad option for everybody, but at the point where I was starting to do stuff like that, it's a big gamble. Uh-oh, Scar's gonna slow down another one of his traps. Let's go put the diamonds back, actually. Whew. Well, actually, that's maybe not the smartest move. Okay, we're gonna take those. Gonna drop off that. I wish I knew where my chops and tots box was, but I guess we could put these in there for right now. Okay, let's see. We got a tip rolling in here from Microbird for 5. Thank you very much, Microbird. That puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion milestone. Here we go. It's time to expand Joe's. We're going to lower the Joe pasty now to 90%. Appreciate y'all being so supportive tonight. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Yeah, Chops and Tots is in the basement near the smelter, says Alex. Okay. We'll get it eventually then. Okay. That's not too far off. What am I missing? Okay. We'll just let them have their fun. Okay. Theosis says you're making a lot of progress on the pinball machine. Yeah, it's good that we're making progress. I'm like really at the point though where I'm itching to get going on the actual layout and stuff. But I also know that to some degree we need to have, like, this is all going to be visible in the background of those videos. And having this dug out while we can still see the sun is going to make lighting it easier. Alex says, surprised you haven't moved the beacons yet. You know so little about me. What's that saying? Hermits will try anything except therapy to avoid moving the beacons. Have you started using TNT for some of the digging out? I mean, we're so close to where we need to be with it. Hey, got another tip rolling in. We just got 5 from Anonymous, who says, thank you for sharing your light with the world. Well, thank you, Anonymous, for supporting the arts and my show in particular. Yeah, why move the beacon when you can go get a few wither skulls and then make a new beacon? But I mean, the thing is, though, we actually haven't exhausted the range of the current beacons. Like, we're still in the range of the current beacons right here. So, it's not like we absolutely have to move them right now. Yeah, let's just get 7 beacons. Why not? We'll make a day of it. One episode of all beacons. Yeah, why not? It'll be fun. Okay. There's 2 beacons in the swap shop. It's more that I don't want to bother moving the pyramids than anything, though. Dark out, dang it. That's not good, because we need to land in Scarland. How often is the swap shop used? I haven't seen it used on camera. Oh, I'm over there every day. I've actually basically filled it up. So I'm now, like, dumping stuff in Scar's trash here. Like, all those. How does this look? Woo, not super great. Okay. Yeah, we probably should deal with that one or two, Ejo Studios. Welcome, Average Scooter. Glad you could join us. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Okay. So you know what? I think it is probably time to move the beacons. I'm willing to admit that now. Largely because I think that while I move the beacons, I can look at Twitter in the other window. No, I can't because I was going to be like nonchalantly. Because the thing is, on a big day like this, I like to keep up with other people in my city and see what my former coworkers and stuff are saying. Just catching up on this. Doesn't look like there's anything I need to do at the moment or jump in on. Okay. Have fun painting your sister's room, Blossom. Have a good night, Akika Many Topics. Hey, thank you, Tiffany Frost, for tipping 20, who says, thinking of you and the other Nashvillians. Keep the positivity and the inclusivity up. Well, thank you very much. That's going to get us $5 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Expand Jost. Lowering the opacity now to 80%. Alrighty. Thank you very much to Tiffany Frost. Appreciate you. Yeah, sorry. I'm just like quickly reading tweets that have gone out about this. A lot of it is just people rehashing stuff that already I saw live, so I don't really need to jump in on any of it. I'm really glad that Twitter still exists, even though it's screwed up in a lot of ways since Elon Musk took over. It is one of the best ways for me to keep up with people I know from around the city and around the world. They got a stop work order for Cop City in Atlanta? Awesome. That whole thing was a mess. I don't even know. Like... Okay, so this looks like the right number of blocks so far. Hopefully we haven't, like, let any drop to despawn. I will go ahead and retweet Betsy Phillips, one of the administrators of Vanderbilt University Press and a author for the Nashville Scene, who wrote about, "It's no wonder the Republicans stopped letting Democrats speak. Most political parties are smart enough not to do a day-long infomercial showcasing all the ways their opponents are awesome and how racist and smug they are. Not our grand old party, though. Every Democrat kept their eyes on the ball. They emphasized their caring for each other and their constituents and the families of the murdered. They knew their history. They got sad and angry and real. It just looked like a small group of genuine folks facing villains." Yeah. I will say there was not a compelling show made by the Republicans today. I was really... Maybe this is just me wanting to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I kind of assumed, like, at the point where they're putting 3 people up for expulsion, they're probably going to come in here with a well-prepared argument. But they didn't! They came in there with 75 votes when they only needed 66 and said, that'll be good enough. We don't need to justify this. Whereas everybody else on the losing side was just like, we know we're going to lose, so we might as well use this time to make statements about what we believe, so that it wasn't a complete waste. And, like, just, wow. Just, I don't know. But yeah, I'll post a link to that thread. Theosist, sorry for not getting back to you earlier. You said, Joe, any advice for starting my first full-time job? No. I mean, here's the thing, is if they're hiring you, it's their job to train you. Like, show up, pay attention, listen to what you're told, observe the things you're not being told. Maybe that's the only real gotcha in there, is there's going to be stuff you need to know they're not going to think to tell you, but you still need to know it. Figure that stuff out as fast as you can, and everything else will fall into place, basically. You know, everything else is easy. Because it's their job to train you. They need you or they wouldn't have hired you. So don't stress about it too much. I personally always liked starting somewhere new because I like meeting people. I like learning about how systems work. 6, 7, 8, 9. And so it's an opportunity to learn how systems work and meet a bunch of new people. Anime What's In says, always learn how to submit your timesheets ASAP. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, don't just assume that like sometimes one person will assume somebody else trained you on something. So like asking, okay, who do I need to talk to about my timesheets, or who do I need to talk to about payroll, about getting paid? Make sure you find out who that person is and then talk to them immediately, because they might have like a 2-week cycle to spin up the next payroll or whatever. And you don't want to be like, find out like, oh no, you missed the changeover. You're going to get paid another 2 weeks from now. You would, if you had asked yesterday, we would gotten you paid today or whatever. The Scots, thank you for tipping 2 with the YouTube Super Chat. That puts us 13 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. Thank you so much. Okay. I really hope I built this to approximately the correct dimensions, because I was not doing a great job of paying attention. But yeah, keeping a list of everything that you're working on every day is also helpful, depending on your job. Sometimes some jobs, like, you're incidentally creating documentation as you go. But you know, if your boss comes in and is like, hey, why aren't you working on this? You know, you want to be able to say, well, I worked on that for an hour this morning, and I'm waiting to hear back from this other department, and in the meantime, I started working on other thing. And then you never want to leave it at just like, you know, like, and it's okay to say to your boss, like, you know, I was gonna wait a day before. Why is this not turning on? Hold on. Does this not have a clear view of the sky? Ah. Dang it. I thought that was a clear view of the sky. Dang it. This is really bothering me not having. That feels like that's like directly above there. Is it not though? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, that was right. We got that part right. Here we go. Nailed it. But yeah, but then, so, you know, you could say to your boss, yeah, I emailed so-and-so about this. I'm waiting to hear back. Is there anybody else that I should have reached out to, or anything we could do to move that along faster? Or, you know, like if I don't hear back from them by a certain time, is there somebody else I should go to instead? You know, like stuff like that. Because the boss, part of the boss's job is to know the organization, right? Average Scooter says, I saw the pinball machine in Grian's video. It got me to watch your season 9. Oh, when Grian flew by here, we hadn't even started working on the pixel art on the side yet, really. Let me show you if you haven't seen it already. Let's fly out this way a bit. Woo! I'm really happy with how that turned out. I'm still need to work on that side. I've been taking a break from the pixel art because it's really mentally intense. And it's been kind of a mentally intense few weeks here, so I'm just doing some more chill, digging stuff out in general type stuff. So I can keep making progress even when I'm not feeling like my absolute intellectual best. Okay. 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 Let's go ahead and make sure we got that open. Cool, cool, cool. Jin Ninja says, cool build, thank you. Do I have a warden head on? Yes. Wait, why is this? Oh, I forgot to turn this thing on. I was like, for some reason, this is still not working. Jump boost 2, yay. How did I get that? I was involved with a group of people that killed like 30 wardens or 20 wardens, and so what happened was Doc M accidentally summoned a bunch of wardens and then put them in some sort of machine or something, and then they got loose on the roof of the Nether. And killing wardens on the roof of the Nether is pretty easy because you can fly at a distance and shoot bows and arrows at them. I'm pretty sure Doc didn't do it on... Doc purposely got the wardens up there, but he didn't intentionally let them out. That was a genuine failure on his part. Or a Doc-ortunity, if you will. Let's just put this down here for now. And we can store these. Let's grab these. Brad Religion says, I wonder who the least chaotic hermit is. Yeah, I mean, probably ZF. He mostly, like, ZF does a lot of stuff, but in terms of, like, the chaos that ZF creates is generally self-contained. Whereas, like, a lot of the, like, when I make a problem, it ends up being everybody's problem in ways that they are deeply upset with me about, and that don't necessarily make it into videos because they're not funny at that point. Uh, like, uh, but like ZF's individual episodes have an air of chaos to them, but ZF never really does anything that inflicts chaos on anyone else, if that makes any sense. So, like, if you think of chaos in the sense that something generates entropy, you know, like, I think Zed is a pretty calming presence on the server on the whole. You kind of know what you're gonna get. And what you're gonna get is unknowable. But, like, I don't know. Like ZF doesn't go around messing with people's bases without permission. Yeah, Cubfan literally created total chaos. Loopy says ZF isn't chaotic, he's whimsical. That's the difference. Yeah, I'm not saying Zed isn't weird. That's what I'm saying though. You get a predictable level of whimsy and strangeness. But he's not going around like creating problems for people. Okay. Da, 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 da. Hey, Cub. Can you guys hear me? Is voice chat not working? I'm on push to talk. Oh, good. Etho and Scar are here. I don't think they're in a group. Oh, that looks like he's about to, I don't think... Hello? Okay, let me figure out what's wrong with my voice chat. Okay. 119.4 mod. New version of voice mod is required. 119.4.240. View mods. Simple voice chat. 119.240. Oh, we had. Okay. Continue to download. No, the muted icon means that I wasn't allowed to mute because I was on push to talk. That's a separate concern. So we're gonna... Oh, yeah, we have to close Minecraft. We have to finish saving the replay file first. Okay, so we're gonna disable, or we're gonna remove voice chat. We're gonna install the new one. Okay, launch. Okay. Are any of the rest of them streaming? Jevin's streaming.
I don't know why I'm the dad. I think I'm younger than both you and B-dubs.
No, I don't think so. I think you're dead.
Goes back.
Oh, JoJo's back.
Jojo.
Welcome back, Joe.
JoJo.
Hey, can you guys hear me this time?
Hey, we can hear him.
Hey, yeah, sorry, I had to install the new voice chat apparently. Yay.
Oh,
Zuma
yeah,
gave
no
us a
worries.
double update on that one.
Yeah, I updated the one right before. Okay, now I'm falling. Yay, what's going on
Somebody
with you
split
guys?
them?
Huh?
Did
do you
somebody
mean?
leave Joe?
We're just stopping by to see what's going on. Except for Jevin. Jevin's trying to kill you.
Oh,
for sure.
well, no, I was mostly talking about the
Peace.
Tennessee state legislature expelling 2 black lawmakers. So it's kind of a little bit of a downer in terms of local news. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's a...
You guys want to go bother Tango now?
Probably.
Go. Tango.
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 One of us. One of
I'm
us.
falling.
Joe, you want to come with us?
Let's go, Joe.
I think I'm good. I'm gonna keep digging things out here. But thanks for stopping by, guys.
All right, fair enough. This is looking great, dude. The floor looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
So-
thank you.
Making a lot of progress. All right, we'll see you soon, Joe.
Alright, catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, we'll let them bother Tango. I don't need. I don't know how much Tango wants to be bothered. It's my concern. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna just keep. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's like, well, I was set to do not disturb. I'm not anymore. Now I am. But I don't think other people really look at that too aggressively. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of need some time to decompress right now. I don't feel like I'm in a good place to go bother Tango and be on tone with everybody else. So yeah, I'm gonna sit that one out. I try not to make other people's problems. No, I try not to make my problems other people's problems. Yeah. How are we for time? How long have we been going? I don't even... 10:30. Okay, I know we don't have school tomorrow, but, like... It's been a pretty long day, so... yeah. Like, that's the thing, is I can tell I'm too tired to be fun. If I go over there, I'll try to make some sort of joke, and end up insulting Tango or something. It's like I'm just at that point where I know myself well enough. Like I know how tired I feel. Like I'm sorry if y'all want to go watch Jevin bother Tango. I'm sure it's a lot more upbeat and fun. Then yeah, here I'm just not there. But yeah, I probably should call it a night soon. Quill says no spoons to horse around. Yeah, that's the problem with horsing around, is it only works when you're alert enough to avoid actually hurting the other people, right? So sometimes like goofing off, like playing games that involve like goofing off and like stuff like that, it's like you know, if you don't want to accidentally hurt somebody because you're like, oh, I'm tired, you know. But yeah, is it Friday? I don't even know. It's Thursday. Everything's weird because of the Easter weekend. Don't forget tomorrow. Everybody is Global Health Day tomorrow. The theme this year is healthcare for all. So make sure to not take healthcare away from anybody tomorrow, or the World Health Organization will be mad at you when they're organized. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some of these down. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing a morning stream tomorrow morning because of the holiday weekend. I'm trying to be more flexible, to have time and energy to spend time with my kid. Yeah, I'm definitely hitting a wall energy wise. So we're gonna do last call for tips. If you enjoyed the stream today, oh, wait, that's a link to somebody else's Twitter. Let me get the tipping link out. If you enjoyed the stream today, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Once again, I will not be streaming tomorrow morning because of the holiday weekend, but I will likely be streaming tomorrow night because my kid still goes to bed at around this time, and then I have nothing else to do, so I might as well stream instead of just sitting alone and being like, maybe I should play some HermitCraft. That's what I would say. I'd just be sitting here going like, why am I not on HermitCraft right now? Okay. Okay. Oh boy, yeah, really hitting a wall. Twitch.tv/characters. What is this? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 boom, boom. Okay. Okay. Well, I figured out who I'm gonna raid. It's Jevin. Do I stream often? Yes. This week is crazy though because of the holidays. But yeah, I stream at least once a day. Some days twice or three times. But yeah, I don't have a stream schedule announced for the next week because a lot of stuff is up in the air. Also, I gotta finish up my taxes and some other things, so it's like I don't want to overpromise my availability. Okay, let's. Okay, yeah, they're all inside decked out, bothering Tango. So if you want to watch Jev bother Tango, you can do that. We're gonna slash raid. Hi, Jevin. Woo! And when you get over there, our raid message is howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. Alrighty. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I'm calling it. I'm out. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do. Stop streaming. Stop in the stream. I forgot to